As much as it pains me to report this, there seems to be a very, very small chance that everyone's favorite senator, my senator, Ted Cruz of Texas, could have his eye on another presidential run. And this is being reported by the Telegraph. So, take all of that into consideration when you analyze what I'm about to tell you. So the headline says, Ted Cruz lays groundwork for presidential run. Republican senator could position himself as small government traditional conservative to take on the populist wing of the party. That's interesting, and it's very concerning. So according to the Telegraph, Cruz has been making efforts recently to distance himself from Donald Trump. First, he was against Donald Trump, and Donald Trump was very much against Ted Cruz. Then Ted Cruz got in line behind Donald Trump, as the rest of the Republican Party did. And now he is daring to disagree with Trump on occasion because he is so brave. So the argument is that Ted is laying the groundwork for running in 2028 by distancing himself from Trump on various positions and also positioning himself as the more traditional small government Republican compared to, say, JD Vance or Marco Rubio. But in the same article, they say that if Ted is seriously considering a presidential run, he has got a lot of people to convince. So there is some hope here that we won't be seeing a presidential run even from Ted Cruz. But they're saying that according to polling, recent polling, JD Vance is polling as far as who can take over the Republican Party at around 46%. And then behind him is Vivek Ramaswamy, who is polling at around 12%. And Ted Cruz is in sixth place with just 5%. So the reason why this is even a topic of conversation is because he does have a few things going for him. He's got experience from running presidential campaigns in the past. He has name recognition, and he has a very strong fundraising base in Texas, which itself is a strong Republican base and a launch pad. But also, according to Vin Weber, a Republican strategist and former member of Congress, he's really perceived, this is a quote, as a very powerful intellectual leader on the right. I think that's important to a lot of Republicans. It may become more important going forward as we redefine what it is the Republican Party means in the post-Trump era. I don't know anyone who thinks of Ted Cruz as a very powerful intellectual leader on the right. I don't know. I know Texans here in Texas who have voted for Ted Cruz because he is the Republican nominee every time he's up for election, but nobody likes him. I've never heard anyone speak positively, Republican, MAGA, whoever. They don't speak positively about Ted Cruz. They just kind of at best tolerate him. But Cenk, as a non-Texan, I would love to hear what you think about this. And also, what do you think we could be looking at as far as the future of the Republican Party in a post-Trump world?
Yeah, so this is hilarious. This is traditional media trying to gin up support for establishment Republicans. They do this trick every time, but in the past it would work like a charm. Now it is totally impotent, has no chance of working. They're trying to convince people that Ted Cruz is the intellectual leader of the right-wing movement. Have you ever talked to an actual right-winger? Nobody thinks that. No one on planet Earth thinks that. I'm not talking about the left wing, I'm talking about the right wing, okay? And then in the same article, they painted Marco Rubio as a populist. Tell me you don't know anything about American politics without telling me you don't know anything about American politics. Marco Rubio is the least populist guy in the world. He's establishment 101. He's probably the poster child of establishment. So, okay, you could try to puff up Ted Cruz all day long. It's never gonna work. Right now, there's only two people that I think can win the presidency on the Republican side, the nomination on the Republican side, JD Vance, obviously, because he's the vice president, and Tucker Carlson. The Ted Cruzes and the Marco Rubios of the world have 0% chance.
Yeah, no, I would have to agree with that. And I swear, if we get a Ted Cruz presidency, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Every time I have to talk about him, especially on John's show, on the Damage Report, I feel like every time I'm on, he always wants to talk about Ted Cruz, and I get flustered, and I can't do it because this man makes me crazy. So if he becomes president, I'm just gonna have to move. I don't know, I can't do it.
I got a great suggestion. We all move to Cancun.
Yeah, I hear that's a great getaway place.
That's what I hear. All right, don't worry. You don't have to make any of those plans because I said 0%. I meant 0%. No way in the world Ted Cruz wins a Republican nomination or the presidency. No matter how much the establishment's like, oh, pro-Israel Ted Cruz, please win, pro-Israel Ted Cruz.
For that Telegraph article, like who is saying any of these things?
Yeah, I'll tell you who's saying it, Bibi Netanyahu. They're like, okay, write our positive article about our bitch Netanyahu. Right, pretend our bitch Rubio is a populist. That's why they write these nonsense articles. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.